Welcome to Dragon's Lair Update, the only show dedicated to Howard Community College athletics. This month, Howard takes on Baltimore City, Region 20 basketball heats up, and Coach Anderson's Dragons battle Frederick. We'll start with men's basketball. Howard squares off against Baltimore City. Mark Zinno anchors our coverage.
Thanks, Diane. I'm here with Howard's assistant coach, Ty Alexander. Howard enters the game with an 11-4 record. Three Dragons are averaging at least 13 points per game this season. Balance on offense combined with defensive energy has catapulted Howard to the top of the region. Coach Ty, what have the first 15 games taught you about this team?
Well, we may be 11-4, but we have not competed for 40 minutes yet this season. Basketball is played in two halves, not just one.
Baltimore City is an NJCAA Division I program that competes in Region 20. Panthers are in the midst of an up-and-down season. That's unfamiliar territory for a program that's used to dominating. Baltimore City may be 7-8, but their wins over ASA, Chesapeake, and Cecil prove the Panthers can still beat anyone you put in front of them. Baltimore City has a balanced scoring attack of their own, 5 different players, averaging at least 8 points per game this season. Coach Ty, what's the defensive game plan?
First, we must box out. Second, do not allow your man to go middle. And last, play hard for 40 minutes.
Howard battles the Panthers next. Let's go to the Dragon's Lair. The first half was all Howard. Omari Ringgold piled on 16 points to give Howard a big lead heading into the locker room.
Omari played his butt off in the first half. He knocked down shots, attacked the basket, and made plays all around.
Second half, Brian Kelly and the Panthers all fired up. Kelly attacks the rim, banks it in. Howard's lead is now 5. Kelly fakes left. Jasmine Harris doesn't buy it. Kelly goes back to his right hand. Passes it into John Majors. Back out to Kelly. Majors up against Ajenafuja. Breland Elliott there for the putback. 5 unanswered points for Baltimore City. Howard led by as much as 14 in the first half. Now it's a 2-point game. Ajenafuja for 3. Terry Harris grabs the rebound and pushes it ahead in transition. Harris keeps it, ties the game. Terrific effort from the freshman out of Kenwood High School. Brian Kelly up against Tiger Warford. Kelly goes right, drops it back into DeJuan Dent. Nice bounce pass to Elliott. He lays it in. Baltimore City on a 12-0 run. 13 minutes on the clock. 43-41 Baltimore City. Jeff James bounce pass to Connor Gaskins.
When the play breaks down, Jeff and Connor show how well they know each other and play a two-man game to get a bucket.
Swarming defense from Gaskins and Warford. Connor Gaskins with the rebound goes to Warford. He scans the court to James. What a pass from Jeff James. He finds Davis all alone in the corner, and Davis knocks it down. After coming out flat, Howard is refocused. 52-45 Dragons. Jeff James, another beautiful pass, this time to Ringgold. Here comes the 3. It's off the rim and tapped in by James.
I love to see that from all my players, not giving up on a play.
10 minutes, 54-47 Howard. Davis goes right into the heart of the Baltimore defense. He gets to the rim and 1 bucket from the Calvert Hall graduate. 7 minutes remaining. Jasmine Harris passes to Connor Gaskins. He attacks the basket, takes it on the chin and maintains his composure. Gaskins makes him pay.
Here's our motion offense. Nice rip through by Connor Gaskins.
Tiger Warford handles the ball for Howard. He goes left, stops on a dime. Inside to Maurice Thompson. Drops it back to Warford. And he buries the three-pointer. Xavier Richards drives it inside. He's turned away by Maurice Thompson.
Get that out of here.
There's an example of Howard's trademark defensive energy. 5 minutes on the clock, 64-52 Dragons. Kelly looks to make something happen, takes on 3 defenders. Jasmine Harris emerges with the ball, charges ahead in transition. Harris to Ajenafuja. He gets it to go. Omari Ringgold puts his skills on display, explodes into the paint. And what a move by Ringgold.
Nice hesitation, AI, baby.
Keaton Mack goes to his left, inside to Majors. Tremendous energy on defense from Howard. They force another turnover. Ajenafuja, long bounce pass, hits Ringgold on the run. Omari Ringgold throws it down. 22-point night for the Centennial High School grad. Final minute, Baltimore City brings a press. Ringgold beats his man, keeps his head up, and he hits Ajenafuja in stride.
We executed Coach Smuckerson offense. This was just a good win for our program, and it should give us confidence going down the stretch.
Howard wins 83-66. Let's send it down to Matt Stovall.
Julian, this was a huge win. We haven't beaten Baltimore City in a very long time. What are your thoughts after this game?
Just a great team win. I feel like everybody from 1 to 15 put all the effort into it, and we really need this win to move up in the standings, and it's just a great team win.
Omari, in the second half, Baltimore City got off to a big run. Then you all really took control. What did it take to regain control of the game?
The coach just getting on us. Then we played the press, which was a 2-2-1 press, and that really opened things up for us and got us a lot of turnovers. So that was a game changer.
So how has Coach Smelgerson helped you in your first year here at Howard?
Skill work. We do a lot of shooting in practice. We do a lot of dribble ball handling. Defense really forces me to play defense to the best of my ability. That's definitely gotten better, and he just stays on me, makes sure I'm not taking any shortcuts. Just really, he's a good coach.
Julian, defensively, are you happy with the way the team's playing right now?
We're kind of in the middle. Well, we got a lot of work to do. This is a great win, and we just going to keep pushing every single day and just get better on D. It's only going to get better, so.
There's a big game coming up against CCBC Dundalk. How do you feel going into that game?
This is real important. They're #1, we're #2 right now, and in order to beat them, we need to be on top. We need to beat them. So I feel like this is real important to us, and it's at home, so we got the full advantage. So I'm ready for it.
Omari, how amped up are you for this game?
I'm real excited. We got to have a big practices, 2 practices before the game. We have to practice good, and I'm ready. We're all ready. So let's go.
Congratulations on the win, gentlemen. For Dragons Lair Update, I'm Matt Stovall.
Up next, the biggest game on Howard's schedule. One of the biggest matchups in recent memory. The Dragons face off against CCBC Dundalk. These two schools are D2 Region 20 rivals. Dragons are the defending champions. Dundalk has the region's second best record. These Region 20 games are crucial. These are the games that determine the seeding in the region tournament, and you have to win your bracket in the Region 20 tournament to advance to nationals. There are no at-large selections. Dundalk is 13-2. They entered the game ranked 8th in a national poll. Lions have won 3 straight. Coach Ty, what can we expect to see from Dundalk?
Well, Dundalk is a small, scrappy, high-energy team. They love to pressure you full court defensively. They crash the boards very hard, and they get a lot of second-chance points. 4 Dragons scored in double figures against Baltimore City. Who's going to be the X factor against Dundalk? Well, I give you 2. First, Tiger Warford and Connor Gaskins. Tiger brings energy for us off the bench. He's capable of knocking down big shots. Connor Gaskins brings scoring and ability to rebound. Connor is just a basketball player. He's a big man with guard ability. A Region 20 win is on the line. Howard takes on Dundalk next. Let's go to the Dragons Lair. First half, Dundalk turns it over. Here come the Dragons in transition. Amari Ringgold drives it. Turns and goes to Jeff James. Kendall Danglade gets it back for the Lions. Danglade goes to Malachi Anwu-Diegwu. He goes left, baseline drive, 6-4 Dundalk. Jordan Myers inbounds to Denzel Doolin. Myers sneaks behind Doolin and buries the open look. Dundalk is pressuring us. This is something we went over in practice. Jeff should have made the easier pass to Connor or Julian. Then we could have got into our offense.
Julian Davis to Connor Gaskins in the high post. He goes right, beats his man off the dribble, and one.
This shows how versatile Connor is as a player.
Davis back to Gaskins in the high post. Gives it to Jeff James, and he buries the hook shot. Myers goes to Damon Cornish. They move it left. Keep it moving along the perimeter. Jordan Myers hits the open 3. 10 minutes left in the first half. Myers guarded by Tiger Warford. Warford keeping Myers in front of him. Myers goes for the crossover. Loose ball.
Man, good defense. He picked this pocket. There's that energy Tiger brings off the bench, baby.
Dundalk presenting some problems with the press. Dragons struggling to get it across half court. Cornish gets a hand on it. Doolin keeps it in bounds. The hustle play produces another turnover. Cornish gets to the line. These turnovers turning into points for Dundalk. Lions on an 8-0 run. Myers inside to Brodkin. He attacks the basket and gives Dundalk their biggest lead of the game.
Dundalk basket number 30.
Lions attacking the rim hard once again. This time Sean Tarver does the honors. Cornish sees Anwu-Diegwu open on the weak side. He scrambles into the paint and banks it in. 32-26 Dundalk, 15 seconds till half. Brian Haley pulls up. And Boy Watson follows through with a scrappy putback bucket.
Just an all-around terrible half from our guys. They were being selfish. They weren't making the extra pass. They were lazy on defense and last, not communicating.
36-30 Dundalk. Julian Davis to Jazz Harris. He goes to Jeff James. Pump fakes. Bounce pass to Ajena Fuja. He takes on 3 defenders, gets the ball back, and makes them pay. It's a 4-point game. Howard's on a 6-2 run. Harris gets inside and does some damage with the runner.
Nice teardrop floater by Jazz Harris.
Julian Davis drives inside, draws 3 defenders, frees up Ringgold for 3, and Howard takes the lead. On the other end of the floor, what a play by Jeff James. Here come the Dragons. Davis, deep ball to Harris. 2-on-1, gets to the rim.
Howard's energy on defense set that up. Tremendous play by Jeff James.
Damian Cornish brings it up for Dundalk. Nice pass to Watson. Gaskins and Ringgold are there defensively. Layup no good. Genefuja pushes it ahead to Davis. He throws the lob. Connor Gaskins with the haymaker.
Put some beef on that burger by Julian Davis. Sports Center, baby.
Howard has a 10-point lead and all of the momentum. Myers stripped by Warford. Here come the Dragons. But Genefuja with the hammer, and the Dragons' Lair is rocking.
Mark. Woo! Man, he took me back to Jordan days when he played at Carolina for Dean Smith.
8 minutes remaining. Denzel Doolin wants the ball. Driving. Cut off by Gaskins. Genefuja. Doolin retreats, then storms into the paint. Big-time play from the sophomore out of Queens. Howard's lead down to 7. Ian Vasquez comes off the bench and delivers a long-range 3. Timely shot for the Harlem native. 3 minutes left. 68-62 Dragons. Davis looks to get inside. Drops it back to Genefuja. He sinks the straightaway 3.
Julian made a great one-on-one move to force Coyote man to come help.
Dundalk has scored 4 unanswered. Myers to Doolin. He knocks it down. Other end of the floor, Dundalk on a 7-0 run now. Ringgold takes it inside, finds Harris in the corner. He goes to Genefuja from the same spot. Here comes the 3. Heads up hustle play. Genefuja gets his own rebound and puts it home. $1:26 left. 73-69 Howard. James goes to Ringgold in the corner. He fakes, attacks the rim, and hits him with a reverse layup.
Amari with that Dwayne Wade, that's why he's our leading scorer.
On the other end, Myers up against Jazz Harris. Myers goes right. Harris stays with him and knocks it loose. 44 seconds on the clock. Dundalk down by 6. Akil Charles, guarded by Julian Davis. Goes to Myers, raises up to shoot for 3. Ringgold gets the ball, 3-on-1. Howard takes down the number 8 team in the nation.
The guys came out with a lot of energy in the second half. We just got to keep building off this win.
Let's send it down to Matt Stovall.
Coyote, incredible win. What are your thoughts after this one?
We came out there, we made a statement. They were number 1, we were number 2. We had to come out there and show them that we deserve that number 1 spot.
Jeff, what does this win say about your team?
Well, we're fighters. We were down at halftime, and we knew we wanted, and we fought to get what we deserve.
Coyote, what did Coach Smelgerson say during halftime? You guys were down and had a big comeback.
They said we have to pick up the energy. Our defense leads our offense, so if our defense is slacking, you know, they're getting in the lane, everything that our offense won't really produce. So once we picked it up on defense, then it just transitioned to offense and easy buckets, layups, getting fouls, everything.
Jeff, this was a big game. Is this the biggest game you've been a part of, you think, since you've been here?
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely one of the biggest, probably the biggest game I've been a part of. They were number 1, they were ranked in the nation, and I felt like we finally stood out. We should get the recognition we deserve.
Coyote, how does it feel? I know they were ranked coming in. Did you guys know that coming in?
Oh, yes, we definitely knew it. We felt a little disrespected that coming off of nationals last year, we weren't, you know, ranked, and they were. So today we had to go out there and show them that we're supposed to be in that ranking.
Terrific team win, gentlemen. For Dragons Lair Update, I'm Matt Stovall.
It's a pleasure to welcome the head coach of the defending Region 20 District 15 champions, 2004 Howard County Player of the Year, Mike Smelkinson. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks.
Assess your team's performance against CCBC Dundalk.
Well, I think we played a tremendous second half. We came out a little flat in the first half, and we were down at halftime, but we really played with an enormous amount of defensive energy in the second half, which led to easy points for us. So that's what type of team we are. We feed off of our defensive energy, and we were able to be successful with that in the second half of the game.
So what did you say at halftime?
Well, we expressed some displeasure with some of the guys' energy level in the first half. We thought we were not following the game plan, and we were not taking care of the ball. We weren't getting the ball inside, so we weren't scoring many points. And Dundalk was doing a good job of driving the ball to the basket. They have some pretty good players. So we just tried to refocus the guys on doing what we asked of them. But at the end of the day, it was just a defensive energy that really picked it up for us.
As you said, this was a huge game because it's a big win for the conference and it's a big win for the region. So how does this define the character of your team with this big win?
Well, I think it showed that we have some fighters on our team, and to not play a very good first half and then respond and look like a totally different team in the second half, it shows that we can turn it on and play with anybody in the country when we want to. So the goal now is trying to play like that for 40 minutes for a whole game, and if we can do that, then we think that there's nobody that can beat us.
Now, how did it feel to have the HCC radio broadcast this for the first time in our history?
It was great. It added to the atmosphere. It was, hopefully we can keep building on it and do that for more games.
Now, I heard Mom's Cooking happened earlier that day for the preseason. So how did Mom's Cooking help prepare this team for this game?
Well, it gave us protein and energy. Some of the guys were piling on the spaghetti, but it was great. The guys, we had them all in the back classroom and had some chicken parmesan. And my mom, she, hopefully she'll do that more often for us now.
Well, I'll tell you what, the staff, their mouth was watering. And somebody was running down the hallway, where's the microwave? Where's the microwave? Because it was kind of gone. So we followed the path of the smell.
Yeah.
So that was great. So tell us a little bit more about Baltimore City, and what did this teach you about your team?
The Baltimore City game, that was a big one too, because I had never beat them. This is my third season, so this was the first time that we beat them, and they're a Division I JUCO team in our conference, so they can offer some more things than we can, like money and things like that. And we've actually lost a couple recruits to them, so it felt very good to beat them on our home court. And actually, we took it to them pretty good, I think.
Especially in the second half. Now, how did you get that momentum in the second half?
Well, again, I think it was just the defensive energy. We feed off of it, and when we scouted them pretty good, so we knew what they were trying to accomplish, and our defense just did a great job in taking away the looks that they were trying to get, and then rebounding and turning it into offense.
Now, what players are stepping up for you right now?
Well, Jazz has done a tremendous job. He, ever since Tiger got a concussion, I think 8 games into the season, and had to miss a couple games, 4 or 5 games, and Jazz stepped right in. And he's not shooting the ball particularly well this year, but he's doing everything we ask of him. He's setting the tone defensively and really steps up and takes on challenges for us.
But it seems he comes in with some big shots, though.
Yeah, he's very athletic. He's tough and going to the basket. His outside shot hasn't been falling as much as it has last year, but yeah, he's scored the ball for us when we needed him to, and there's been times and games where he's carried us offensively. So
you've got a little bit more depth this year, it seems, and more height than what we've had, and has that been helpful?
Yeah, it has. I think certain players have stepped up and continue to step up, and I always tell the guys that just be ready when your name is called, because it might be somebody one game, it might be somebody else the next game, and just to be ready, because we have about 14 guys who can all play. So for some it's tough because and most of the time it's freshmen who have sophomores playing above them, but when their name's called, they have to be ready.
Coach, good luck the rest of the season. I hope Howard basketball gets back to the big dance.
Thank you.
It's time for women's basketball. Howard takes on Frederick in a Region 20 showdown. Mark Zinno anchors our coverage.
Thanks, Diane. I'm here with women's basketball analyst Noah Webster. Howard enters the game looking to snap a 6-game losing streak. One bright spot for the Dragons is rebounding. Howard did manage to win the rebound battle in their last 2 contests. Howard out-rebounded the undefeated Chesapeake Skipjacks 65-41 in their last game. Two-sport athlete Dorothy Hinson led the way with 15 boards against the defending region champs. Emily Faulkner starting to emerge as a scoring threat as well for the Dragons. Noelle, describe Faulkner's game.
Emily Faulkner looks good on the outside. She's able to hit quick threes. When Faulkner's open, she puts it in the basket. If her teammates can find her when she's open, she will excel behind the arc.
Frederick and Howard are both NJCAA Division II programs that compete in Region 20. Frederick enters the game with the region's 4th best record. The Cougars have won 7 of their last 9 games. Noelle, how does Howard go out and score the upset?
Howard needs to box out, attack the basket, and make smart plays. Frederick runs a quick offense, so Howard needs to be able to slow them down.
Howard and Frederick take the floor next. Let's go to the Dragons' lair. Dragons aren't wasting any time. Gina Booker connects with Emily Faulkner. She buries the 3. Tiffany Wallace to all-region guard Destiny Jernigan. She finds Kentidra Morgan open in the corner. Morgan knocks it down. Frederick a 6-3 lead. Tyler Virgil up against Jayshawn Swan. Virgil passes to Faulkner. Swan goes to cover Faulkner. No one picks up Virgil, and we're tied. 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Morgan passes it off to Jernigan. Cougars keep the ball moving on the perimeter, freeing up Swan for the open look. Frederick now leads by 5. Emily Faulkner's open. Gina Booker finds her, and Faulkner puts it away. On the other end of the floor, Frederick pushing the pace. Morgan responds with a quick 3. Lene Kimball one-on-one with Elisa Smith-Henry. Kimball gets into the lane, shoots. Dorothy Hinson is there.
When your teammate can't finish, it's good to be there for the second chance point.
Frederick pushing the pace once again.
Jernigan is able to break through their defense with the drive and the fake.
Kimball gets inside, passes it out to Faulkner. Howard ties the game. The sophomore out of Pilate High School has 9 points in the first 10 minutes. Gina Booker's at the line. Dorothy Hinson goes up, gets 2 hands on the ball, and delivers another putback. 7 minutes left in the half. Elisa Smith-Henry with the block. Alexis Cooper gets it to Smith-Henry, and here come the Cougars in transition. Swan charges down the floor.
Howard needs to get in front of her, cut her off, and stop the ball.
Frederick on an 11-2 run. The Dragons turn it over. After 2 quick passes, Smith-Henry is one-on-one with her defender. She puts it away. Down 10, Howard looking to build momentum heading into the locker room. The Cougars defense dares Kimball to take the long 3. She squares up and knocks it down. 1 minute till the half. Swan gives it to Morgan. She takes it to the basket. That makes it a 13-point first half for Kentidra Morgan. Second half, Swan goes right back to Morgan. She's turned away by Tyler Virgil. Emily Faulkner sends it long to Gina Booker.
That's a good way to get quick points. If you see a teammate hustling down the court, just make sure you get them the ball.
Booker up against Swan. Nice ball handling. Booker gets by her into the low post and 1. The freshman out of Milford Mill Academy cuts the lead down to 7. Next Frederick possession, the Cougars free up Jernigan in the corner. 3-pointer for Jernigan. 12 minutes remaining. Caitlin Cavan lofts it up, and it's good. Frederick frees up Jernigan in the corner. Once again, same result. Cougars now on a 12-1 run.
Lene Kimball isolates the 2 defenders and her other teammate, and she's able to draw both defenders to make the assist.
10 minutes remaining. 55-41 Frederick. Morgan finds Cavan. Top of the key. She nails it.
That was good ball movement right there.
Frederick keeps it moving on the perimeter. This time to Morgan. She works it inside and sinks the pull-up J. 5 minutes on the clock. Down 16. Howard needs a stop. Swan down low to Cooper. Destiny Jernigan battles for the rebound and banks it in. An 18-point night for the all-region guard.
Even if the ball comes that far out, you need to box out. Now Frederick still has a chance to come up with some points.
Frederick picks up the big Region 20 win, 73-53 your final.
I talked to Emily Faulkner and Dorothy Hinson after the game. So you guys came out real fast, real strong. What was your mindset going into the game?
I think we were just really excited. Everyone was pumped, you know, getting back into the swing of things. So we just wanted to win.
Yeah, I think everybody wanted to win. You know, everybody wanted this really bad. So I felt like that's the mindset everybody had coming out. Like, you know, leave everything on the court, play your hardest, and yeah.
Okay. You guys got into a run in the first half, and then the second half you guys kind of had a run and then had spurts where you scored. What could you do to score more consistently?
Well, I think a big problem is that we were really tired. We missing a couple people. So that it was like adjustment we need to make. And I just think we should work the ball more.
And I feel like with the consistency, you know, practicing more, you know, it would show during the games, and I guess, you know, being in better shape so that no matter how many people we have on the court, you know, we could still keep running and, you know, not stop.
What challenges did Frederick present for you guys?
They pressed the ball a lot. They were pushing really hard, and, you know, like I said before, we were not really prepared for that. We were missing a couple people, so everyone was really tired and winded, and so, yeah, them just pressing and getting back on defense was tough for us.
Me particularly, I had a hard time trying to get around the big girls, you know. I keep forgetting I had to post up because, you know, they're not smaller than me or my same size. They're bigger, so I had to, you know, post up, and those are some of the things I kept forgetting to do. So, you know, it was hard trying to get around them and rebound and, you know, put shots up, offense and defensively.
For Dragons Lair Update, I'm Noelle Webster.
You can watch game highlights before they make it on the show. Go to youtube.com/HCC Dragon Sports. Tune in Friday, March 14th for an all-new Dragons Lair update. Thanks for watching. And remember, go Dragons!